We all love believing we're unique and one of a kind. But how far would anyone truly want to push that idea? Because some people on this planet are so extraordinarily rare, so biologically exceptional, it almost feels impossible that they're real. And yet they are. Ready to meet a few of them? From a man whose body is covered in tumors to a woman born without a face, these are 15 people so strange, they might completely shatter your sense of what's even possible. And let's begin this list with number 15, Amina. Amina was born with a condition so rare and severe that doctors and even his own parents froze for a moment. She had no eyes or nose and could only breathe through her mouth. From day one, her life was different and difficult. In her village, locals stared, and some didn't know how to react. But inside that fragile beginning was a stubborn strength. Childhood wasn't simple for her, and basic things require effort. Going outside meant facing whispers. And still, she kept moving forward. Her family never treated her like something broken. They held her close and fought beside her. Over time, surgeries became part of her life. Long hospital days, careful recoveries, and hope stitched into every procedure. Each operation carried risk, but she walked into them with quiet courage. What makes Amina unforgettable isn't just her condition. It's the way she stands in a world that once doubted her and refuses to shrink herself for anyone. At number 14, Moy Thomas. Moy's first days were filled with total uncertainty. Her skin was thick, cracked, and painfully fragile, growing far faster than it should. Infection was a constant risk. Doctors weren't optimistic. As a baby in Hong Kong in 1992, survival felt uncertain. Her biological parents stepped away, leaving her early years to hospitals and foster homes. On top of medical battles came something just as heavy, the way people reacted to her face. Children can be cruel without meaning to be. Adults are sometimes worse. Then Tina and Roger Thomas entered her life, and everything slowly shifted. They didn't see a condition. They saw a daughter. With steady love and fierce protection, Moy began building confidence. Years later, she stepped onto rugby fields as a referee, strong and unafraid. She later shared her life story in a book, letting others see beyond appearances. What once isolated her eventually became her strength. Our number 13, Wesley Warren. This man from LA became known worldwide for living with scrotal elephantiasis, an extreme form of lymphedema that caused his scrotum to weigh 132 pounds and hang below his knees. Well, yup, knees. The swelling began suddenly in 2008 after what he described as a nighttime injury. From there, his whole life changed. Doctors tried antibiotics and different treatments, but the condition kept getting worse, eventually leaving him barely able to move. To walk, he had to rest the massive weight on a milk crate, and he wore an upside-down hoodie as makeshift pants just to manage daily life. Surgery was far beyond what he could afford, so he turned to the media for help. After appearing on The Howard Stern Show, he caught the attention of Dr. Joel Gelman at UC Irvine, who performed a 13-hour surgery free of charge in 2013. The operation finally gave him relief, but sadly, Wesley passed away in 2014 due to diabetes complications. At number 12, Mikl and Amber Vanderweert. Mikl and Amber share more than a family bond. They also share a rare condition called progeria, which causes the body to age far faster than normal. Mikl, now 28, and his younger sister Amber, 20, have grown up knowing their time may be shorter than most. Yet their lives are anything but quiet. Instead of letting the diagnosis define them, they fill their days with the things they love. Mikl finds excitement on the racetrack, racing go-karts, and chasing the rush of speed. Amber pours her creativity into dancing and connecting with people through social media. Their energy surprises everyone who meets them. There's laughter, ambition, and a determination that refuses to slow down. Mikl even dreams of becoming the oldest person ever to live with progeria. Together, the siblings show something powerful. Life isn't measured only in years. Sometimes it's measured in courage, joy, and the strength to live completely. On number 11, Yakya Eljabi. Yakya was born near Tangier, and from the first breath his life was a battle. His facial bones never fully formed, leaving him without eyes, a nose, or a proper mouth. Even parts of his skull were open, protected only by delicate skin. For years, safety meant staying indoors. His parents carried the weight of uncertainty every single day. Answers were hard to find, and options felt even smaller. Then one photograph changed their whole life. Someone across the world saw his face and felt something deeper than shock. She felt responsibility. That connection opened a door no one thought possible. After traveling to Australia, he underwent an 18-hour surgery that reshaped his future. Surgeons carefully built what nature hadn't finished. For the first time, he had a nose and structure to his face. Even more, he could begin forming words. His story isn't just about medicine. It's about strangers choosing love and compassion when it mattered most. Number 10. Elaine Davidson. This woman has turned her body into something most people could never imagine, even in their imaginative dreams. She holds the Guinness World Record for the most piercings in the world, with more than 11,000 pieces of metal placed across her body. This didn't start in childhood. It began in 1997 with a single piercing, and from there, it slowly became part of who she was. What started as curiosity grew into a deep passion for body modification. Today, her face, ears, tongue, torso, and even more private areas are covered in piercings. The time, the pain, and the commitment, all of it became part of her journey. But Elaine isn't chasing fame. For her, it's about ownership and expression. She believes her body belongs to her, and she's free to shape it however she chooses. Whether people stare in awe or disbelief, she stands comfortably in her skin. And proving self-expression doesn't need permission from anyone. All right, now, let's talk about number 9, Lima Ali. Lima Ali's life changed in a moment no one could have predicted. At 12 years old, she used a medicated shampoo to treat head lice. While passing near the kitchen stove, the product suddenly caught fire. Within seconds, flames surrounded her head. The burns were devastating. About 55% of her body was severely injured, including her face, neck, stomach, arms, back, and hands. She also lost 7 fingers. The years that followed were filled with hospitals, surgeries, and painful recoveries across Birmingham, Sheffield, Leeds, and Pinderfields. Now 21 and living in Manningham, Lima refuses to let those scars silence her. She's raising money for facial reconstruction surgery with Dr. Paul Nassif in Beverly Hills, hoping to rebuild the nose she says people often mock. Despite everything, she faces the world openly. On TikTok, more than 250,000 followers watch her create makeup looks using just 3 working fingers. She studies psychology and dreams of working in criminal law someday. Number 8. The Miracle Man. Samuel Mann was born with odds stacked heavily against him. His diagnosis carried words most parents never want to hear. Survival beyond infancy seemed unlikely. Machines helped him breathe during those first fragile days. Yet somehow, he kept holding on. Now, 13 years old, he stands just 26 inches tall and weighs about 27 pounds, but none of that defines his presence. His smile does. His laughter does. Life still demands patience and constant care, but he meets each day without bitterness. What doctors once called nearly impossible has quietly become his normal. His condition is incredibly rare, and long-term survival is almost unheard of. Still, here he is, existing beyond expectations. People often focus on his size, But those who spend time with him notice something else, a steady spirit that refuses to be measured in inches. Samuel doesn't just survive, he proves that predictions don't always get the final word. Number 7. Farah Khalik. Farah from Kenya began noticing strange changes in her body when she was 19. Her skin started tightening, stiffening, and slowly altering her appearance. The diagnosis eventually came: scleroderma. That's a rare autoimmune disease that hardens the skin and connective tissues. In the early days, the emotional toll felt heavier than the physical pain. Looking in the mirror became difficult. Misdiagnoses added confusion, while people around her sometimes reacted with curiosity or misunderstanding. For a while, Farah withdrew from the world. Then something shifted. Instead of hiding, she began sharing her journey online. She spoke openly about the fear, the frustration, and the long process of learning to accept herself again. Those honest moments reached thousands of people facing their own struggles. Today, her page feels less like a diary and more like a safe place for others. Farah now hopes to create a foundation supporting people living with rare conditions and rebuilding confidence. She is a real hero. Number 6. The Folded Man. Well, Li Hua spent more than 20 years living in a position most people could not imagine. His body was bent forward so severely that his face rested against his chest, leaving him unable to stand upright or even look ahead. The cause was ankylosing spondylitis, a painful disease that slowly fused his spine. It began when he was 18 and gradually worsened as the years passed. Simple activities like sleeping or eating became constant struggles. Doctors long believed surgery was too dangerous to attempt. Then a team at Shenzhen University General Hospital decided to try. Led by Dr. Antao Huiren, surgeons performed several complex operations, carefully reshaping his spine piece by piece. The risk was enormous, but patience and precision paid off. For the first time in nearly 3 decades, Li stood upright again. That moment wasn't just about surgery. It was about reclaiming a part of life he had waited half a lifetime to feel. Number 5. Mohammed Latif Katana. Latif was born in Jammu with a condition that slowly changed his face and his life as he grew. Tumors formed along his nerves, stretching and reshaping his features until his eyes were hidden beneath heavy folds of skin. Vision faded. So did the comfort of walking through public spaces unnoticed. People stared. Some laughed. Others stepped back in fear. Years of that kind of treatment can break a person. Somehow, it didn't break him. Beneath everything covering his face lived a man who still wanted connection. He found it in Selma, a woman born without one foot. And their bond wasn't built on appearance but shared understanding. Together they created a home and welcomed 2 daughters. Of course he worries. Any parent would. But love sits louder than fear in their household. Latif's life isn't defined by what people see first. It's defined by what he chose to build despite it. He is a real superhero. So, what do you think about him? Number 4. Jason Brat. Jason grew up hearing people call him names, including the harsh nickname, the Illustrated Penguin. But those words never defined him. Born with sacral agenesis, Jason lives without arms, with his hands attached directly to his shoulders. Instead of letting that limit him, he built a life that turns curiosity into respect. As a performer with the Hellzapoppin' Circus sideshow, Jason performs daring acts that leave crowds stunned. He can hammer spikes into his nose and lie calmly across a bed of nails, by showing a level of control most people would never attempt. Away from the stage, his life is just as creative. Jason works as a professional tattoo artist and musician, running Ink Impressions Tattoo Studio in Bel Air, Maryland. Every piece of art he creates reflects the determination that shaped his life. Jason never set out to shock anyone. He simply refused to let his body decide the size of his dreams and his goals. I'm number 3. Melanie Gados. Melanie stepped into the fashion world looking nothing like the models people were used to seeing. Born with ectodermal dysplasia, a rare genetic condition affecting hair, teeth, nails, and sweat glands, her appearance never matched traditional beauty standards. She grew up without natural hair and without teeth, and she also lived with a cleft palate. By the time she reached adulthood, she had already gone through more than 30 surgeries. And her eyesight is limited as well, after eyelashes once grew inward and damaged her corneas. Instead of hiding, Melanie leaned into who she was. She studied art in New York and began modeling through small online casting calls. Photographers noticed something striking in her presence. Her unusual look soon appeared in magazines like ID, Love, and Galore. At one point, she wore dentures, then decided life felt easier without them. When she appeared in Rammstein's Mein Herz Brennt video, it seemed like any healthy baby. But around 2016, she seemed like any healthy baby. But around 4 months old, her weight began increasing at an unusual rate. By the time she was 8 months old, she weighed nearly 17 kilograms, close to 38 pounds. That weight is similar to what many 4-year-old children carry. Her parents, Darina and Chahhat Kumar, became deeply worried as her appetite grew stronger each day. She often ate far more than children twice her age. Getting proper medical help was difficult because the family lived in an area with limited healthcare resources. Even simple tests like drawing blood were complicated because of her skin's unusual firmness. Doctors suspected she might have leptin deficiency, a rare genetic condition that prevents the body from properly controlling hunger. The Chahhat situation drew global attention and highlighted a serious issue. Many families facing rare illnesses still struggle to reach the medical care they need. And it's a sad reality. Number 1, Vamprin Aaron, also known as Vamprin, is a Canadian content creator famous for her dark, gothic style and bold self-expression. Across Instagram and YouTube, she shares dramatic makeup, jet black hair, and fashion that completely rejects mainstream beauty standards. Her look isn't random. It's carefully crafted, layered, and deeply personal. Every detail feels intentional, from her sharp eyeliner to her edgy outfits. But one moment pushed her into wider attention. She appeared on Truly's Transformed series, where makeup artist Melanie Gados gave her a total makeover. The goth aesthetic disappeared, replaced with glittery pink tones, a blonde wig, and a soft Instagram model vibe. When Aaron saw herself, she was stunned. She barely recognized the reflection staring back, and even her sister admitted she wouldn't have known it was her walking by. Still, Aaron treated it as an experiment rather than a loss of identity. For her, style can change, but authenticity remains the core. Well, that's it from us. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And always remember, you are the best.